Well, look at what we have here. Another day, another fraud scandal exposed. This time we have to take a trip to Maine. Yeah, where the Somalians there allegedly have been frauding the government. Yep. Once again, it's like a recurring theme, It's almost like it's a pattern, I don't know. Well, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments, all right? But with that being said, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you are new, and let's dive in.
CBS 13 has made multiple attempts to reach Gateway's founder, Dr. Abdullahi Ali. We went to the nonprofit's Lewiston office today, but we're told he was not there. We also tried calling him as well.
You can't rob a bank for millions of dollars. You shouldn't be able to rob taxpayers of millions of dollars and just get away with it.
Republican State Senator Matt Harrington is pushing for a state investigation into Gateway. It's a step he says Governor Mills should have taken months ago.
It's disgusting to me that they would do this.
We reached out to Mills' team today asking if the governor would support an investigation into Gateway. We also asked a similar question to multiple members of Maine's Democratic Party, but received no response. A spokesperson for Maine House Republican.
Of course, they're not going to receive a response because Democrats cover for other Democrats. They always do this. I mean, we saw this in this past election for the governor's race of Virginia when the chick was asked on stage, do you still endorse the attorney general after the statements that he made? And she would not answer the question. She would not answer straight, and she just kept dancing, and she got asked the question 3 times in a row and still refused to answer the question every single time. So yeah, Democrats will cover for Democrats. We've seen it time and time again, so I'm not shocked by this at all whatsoever. They are scammers. They are terrible people who will do anything and everything possible to simply stay in power. We have seen that from the Democrat Party. We know that is what the Democrat Party is going to do, so we shouldn't be shocked when they do exactly what we knew they were going to do. They can say all of this fluffy love and positivity and care about everybody stuff all they want to, but the bottom line is Democrat politicians will do anything and everything possible to simply stay in power. That is it, and that is all. Let's continue.
Tell us they support any investigation into waste, fraud, or abuse.
In Maine, DHHS says when there's any concerns or suspicions of fraud, they refer to the AG's office. We reached out to the Maine AG's office today asking if they are investigating Gateway in any way or have in the past. They declined the comments. Gateway's main office is right here behind me in Portland. We actually tried walking in today to find the CEO, but the door was locked.
I started seeing bonuses.
Yeah, so they're not even coming to the door to answer it anymore. Like, of course, because they're fraudsters. I mean, like, what do you expect? They're not going to give you any straight answers. They're going to duck and they're going to dodge, and even the governor's not going to answer any questions. She's going to see. This is what they're going to do. They're going to stay silent. They're going to stay quiet. They're going to formulate together some type of talking points, some type of script, and then she's going to come out and read this BS nonsense statement that's going to basically dance around the actual problem and the actual issue, and that's not going to be until probably later on this week, right? Maybe next week she'll come out and have this statement, but they're going to formulate some type of fluffy, feel-good, don't blame anybody kind of statement. I've watched this from Democrats time and time again, and it goes all the way up to the president. When there were major situations and circumstances going on during the Biden administration, you wouldn't hear a single thing from Biden or Kamala Harris for days. And only after 2 or 3 days, then they would come out and read this fluffy statement about a bunch of nothing. It happened every single time. I don't know if anybody else was paying attention, but I know I sure was. Whenever anything happened, you never heard anything from them immediately, right? It was always a day or two later, so they could formulate some kind of statement. Every single time. Every single time. And that is why I say they will do anything and everything simply to stay in power. They didn't want to just talk from the heart, just speak their mind. They had to formulate the perfect statement so that they didn't offend their base. It's facts. It's facts. Let's continue.
A whistleblower is now accusing a contractor in Maine of defrauding taxpayers out of millions of dollars over the course of 7 years. It's a story you'll see first here on The Hill and exclusively on News Nation. And it centers on Maine's Medicaid program. The business at the center of the allegations, founded by a Somali American, drawing comparisons perhaps to the scandal that has rocked the state of Minnesota. Our Rich McHugh joins us live tonight from Lewiston, Maine, with his exclusive reporting. Hello, Rich.
Hi, Blake. Yeah, we're here in Maine, but this story is eerily reminiscent of the scandal that's evolving in Minnesota. We spoke with a whistleblower who alleges that millions have been bilked from the state here, from taxpayers and the Medicaid system, and that a Somali American-led health services contractor is at the center of it all.
I thought that we were doing the right thing this whole time. And the more I started digging, the more I started finding. And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, that this was happening and that I was part of this.
Chris Bernardini spent 7 years working for Gateway Community Services, a Somali American-led health services contractor in Maine. Bernardini alleges Gateway oversaw a system in which false records were filed about client visits. And he says they charged taxpayers for providing services that were never performed.
We started getting some clients calling and saying, months later that their client owed them hours. They hadn't come in for these shifts and stuff, but I had a time card for it.
And they were billing for it.
They were billing for it.
In March of 2022, Gateway received a notice of violation from the state's Maine Care Services Program Integrity Unit based on an audit of records taken at random from January 2017 through December of 2018. Gateway overbilled by an estimated $904,000.
In your professional opinion, what you saw was fraud?
Absolute.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
But Bernardini says when the pandemic hit, it got worse.
I started seeing bonuses, $2,000 bonuses going to these staff that had only been with us for 2 weeks, never worked a shift with a client. And yet the PPP loan comes, you're giving $2,000 away like they're lollipops at a doctor's office.
In April of 2024, Bernardini wrote to the Department of Homeland Security seeking whistleblower protection. They referred him back to the state of Maine. Nearly a year later, Gateway fired Bernardini. The company's founder and CEO
was seeking whistleblower protection. They said, go back to the Democrat state. Let them figure it out. Come on, bro. But what do you expect from the Biden administration? What do you expect? Of course, they protect their own. If there's one thing that the Democrat Party does, they protect their own. That is a fact.
Abdullahi Ali, a Somali American who, while at the time serving as executive director for Gateway, last year ran for president of Jubaland, a state in Somalia's south that borders Kenya. Last week, he posted on X, "I make no apologies for building a successful business in Maine, working hard to earn a living, earning my PhD, giving back to my Maine community, and running for office in Jubaland. I am proud to contribute my hard-earned dollars to support my people back home." We reached out to Ali for comment multiple times. We even came to Gateway to try and speak with him.
Hello. I'm with News Nation. My name is... No comment? Is Mr. Ali here? Can we speak with Mr. Ali?
Republican State Senator Matt Harrington has called on Governor
She tried to close the blinds and they weren't working.
Janet Mills to investigate.
It's just an absolute insult to the Maine taxpayer. That we know that there's this Medicaid fraud going on by Gateway Community Services. We're seeing nothing from the Mills administration on this, and I think it's appalling.
I still can't believe it. I still can't believe I took so much of my time and put so much of my life into this agency that just tossed me aside. It's caused me to reflect a lot and, try to trust my gut more and speak up more when I see something. It's not right.
Now, we've reached out repeatedly to Mr. Ali, to Gateway behind me. We've reached out to Governor Janet Mills, the head of Health and Human Services here. We've even reached out to the 3 Democratic Somalian American state reps here. Nobody would speak with us. Blake?
Rich McHugh. live for us tonight, Lewiston, Maine, with that News Nation exclusive. Rich, thank you. Joining us now for reaction from Monticello inside the great state of Maine. Representative Donnie Ardell with us tonight here on the Hill. Donnie, you've been listening to that, and thanks for being with us. Your reaction to Rich speaking to this whistleblower?
Well, I have to agree with Senator Matt Harrington, where the executive branch of Maine government has, apparently dropped the ball. There's apparently no movement on an investigation.
Nah, it's not even dropping the ball. This is just intentional. Hey, let's see if we could finagle our way out of this entire situation. That's what I believe it is. Right? I don't think this is dropping the ball. Oh, sorry, guys, we made a mistake here. Like, no, I think this is being done intentionally. Now, can I prove that? No, of course not. I can't prove it, but it's just what I think. Based on what I've seen from the Democrat Party in the past, I think this is 100% intentional, in my humble opinion. But y'all let me know what you think.
Even though an investigation seems absolutely appropriate at this time.
You're a lawmaker, Donnie. You've got fellow lawmakers who clearly are disturbed by this. Any movement in the state legislature there? I know you're out of session, but what, if anything, are folks like yourself going to potentially do about this?
We are out of session, and we do have an oversight committee. I think this oversight would be an appropriate place to begin an investigation. However, I think the way this is funded, where Maine Care is really the administration of federal Medicaid. So the way this is funded is that about $1 billion of state money goes into Maine Care, but about $2 billion of federal funds goes into Maine Care. So the federal government has a clear interest in how their money is being spent, even though it's being administered by the state of Maine.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
Oh man, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Deport every single last one of them, in my humble opinion. Every one of them. Get rid of birthright citizenship and deport everybody who benefited from birthright citizenship over the past 50 years. And we have a total reset on this immigration issue. Total reset. And not only that, but we don't allow anybody to become an American citizen for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years, no new Americans, and we deport anybody and everybody that's here illegally. Like I said, and along with the birthright citizenship folks from the past 50 years. I think things would dramatically improve in this country. Dramatically overnight. Housing market. That house that you've been wanting to buy. Yep. Now it's available. Not only is it available, but it's available for a great price. Because you've dramatically lowered the demand for homes. Dramatically lowered it. You've tanked it. Virtually, you've absolutely tanked the housing demand. So prices come way, 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 way down. And I know liberals are going to say, well, who's gonna do this job or that job? Bro, there's a bunch of Americans who are sitting on their butts, or a bunch of Americans who want to make some extra money that are more than willing to go and do those jobs. It's facts. It's facts. And with the technological advances with, automation and robots and machines can do a lot of different things. A whole lot of different. I mean, we're already seeing it happen in a lot of different industries. So for anything that people aren't willing to do, we got machines that can do it just as fine, just as well. So I don't think we'll have any issues whatsoever. I think we would thrive. We would absolutely thrive in this country. Things would dramatically improve overnight. Dramatically. But y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this alleged fraud going on in Maine, man. This stuff is crazy. It's all over the place. Left, right, and center, all over the place. But stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.